Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another
The Cruda Realidad podcast.
Episode 1, you guys. Yo, it's been a long time coming. ¿Sí o no?
Yeah, finally, bro. Finally.
We made it happen. After how long, babe? After how long?
It's been 3 years that I want to say that you first came to me with the idea that you wanted a podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's been over a year since we have the name. Like, we thought of the name and we made it happen. ¿Sí o no?
Yeah.
And
Wait. Before we get more into that, introduce yourself, babe. ¿Quién eres?
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So right now, right here, this is your boy Mando. Impro Mando on TikTok. Impro Mando on Instagram. No YouTube channel yet. And I'm going to pass it on to you, babe.
What's up, you guys? I am Lily, a.k.a. Lily Bay, everywhere. Lily Bay, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, todo, ¿verdad?
Todo. LilyBay.com y también.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to give you a little backstory on why we started this, when we started this, and how we got here today. So go ahead and take it
And
away.
mainly why it took so long. I think people want to know, like...
So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I was the one with the idea of starting a podcast. This has been my baby since like day one. Honestly, go ahead.
We forgot a drink. We forgot to open our drinks.
Wait. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, open yours, and I'll go ahead and take a sip of mine.
Because this is going to be a good, long conversation, guys.
So, yeah, back in the 1900s, I had it. No, I'm just kidding. Back 3-4 years ago, before we started on YouTube, I was like, babe, I really want to start a podcast. Like, it's taking off. I want to talk more and be more on camera and give my opinion to everyone. ¿Sí o no?
Yes.
And Lily said right away, okay, sounds good. At the time, podcasts weren't a big thing like
Not
they
at
are
all.
now. Like,
I didn't listen to no podcast at that time, but you did.
I did. I've been listening to podcasts since like 5-6 years ago because back when I used to work as an audio engineer, there was a lot of podcasts that teaches you things and new things and whatnot. So that's where I would get a lot of information, free information. So it's a good thing because podcasts are free. So yeah, at that time, I'm like, babe, let's start a podcast. She's like, yeah, that's cool, but what are we going to talk about? At the time, I was like, I don't know, right?
Yeah. So that's when I was like, so how do you want to start something and you have no idea what we're going to talk about? Like, I could already picture ourselves every week stressing about what should we talk about? What should we talk about? What should we talk about? And we had already learned, because we have the brand, Guadi's brand, in case you guys don't know, we already learned through that we needed a niche. You always need a niche to kind of help guide the pathway, right?
So yeah, and at the time we were new to Guadi's, we were new to YouTube, but we just hadn't started our YouTube journey or nothing. So we were new to everything, so we really didn't bring much to the table.
Correct.
Not that we bring a lot now, but I feel like now we have a little more experience on lo que es homeowners and brand developing and starting on YouTube, and then we have a little bit experience on a lot of things. So I feel like we could bring more to the table versus 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why now we have the push to start it. But you know what's funny?
What?
Is that a year ago we thought of the name. And we're like, all right, we're going to start it. And then life took us away. We had the whole engagement. We had our YouTube focus on. We had so much going on last year that we didn't start.
That was the biggest reason.
Oh, yeah. We moved. And then we're like, all right, perfect. Whenever we get a spot to record this podcast, we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at today.
Yeah.
At this room, right?
So I clearly remember, before we move on. Yeah, like he said, 3 years ago, he had this dream. I was all down. I never shoot him down, but I'm always like, okay, give me more. Like, what else? You know, like, what's the niche? What are you going to talk about? Where are we going to set up? Like, everything, right? Because I feel like before you ever jump into something, not saying you have to have it all planned out and know exactly how it's going to go, but I feel like having a good foundation is
the most important.
Is super important because it'll help you with staying consistent. So we didn't have that, and I just gave him that homework. I was like, okay, well, figure out what niche you want, you know, like take some time, figure it out, and then get back to me, and we could go from there, right? Took him 3 years, pero no pasa nada. And it wasn't until last year that we were on our way to California from Florida. We took a road trip, you guys.
Right.
And
no, you're wrong. we're on our way back from California. I remember being at somewhere in Louisiana in the middle of like the jungle, like a lot of trees and whatnot.
Me acuerdo.
And then bam, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I thought of the name or you thought of the name.
Why are you lying?
You thought of it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll give it to her. And she thought of the name, and then bam, we go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm like, why are you lying?
There's gonna be a lot of interrupting in this podcast. Just letting you guys know right now. But go ahead. Sorry.
I'm trying not to though.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, on our way back, como dice Mando, we were driving. Mind you, it was 3 days of driving that way, 3 days of driving back. So Mando and I had. If you guys thought we were already together 24/7, there we were really together 24/7. And I remember we had a lot of conversations, and then we started talking about the podcast, and we were just, throwing ideas out, and all of a sudden, we were thinking about names, and I feel like the name is what helped us with the niche. And that's why I know I did it, because I clearly remember looking it up on Instagram and being like, oh my God, it's available. And that's when I told you, the Cruda Realidad. And you were like, what? And I was like, yeah, and that goes perfect because with our brands, our Cruda and Crudo shirts were one of the first ones to go viral, And then number 2, on our YouTube, everybody knows us as partying, drinking, crudos the next day, michelada vibes, Yeah. So that name, I was like, yo, that is perfect. The Cruda Realidad, And we put the in front of it just because, instead of la, just because I wanted it to be like Spanglish, since we speak Spanglish, And yeah, and then that name itself it gave us the niche, like, the Cruda Realidad. We're just gonna tell them like our truth, honest opinion about any random topic, any advice that you guys might want. And you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you're the one.
So that is what this podcast is, and hence all about, our honest opinion, nuestra cruda realidad about anything. So you guys. We have our email in our bio on our Instagram.
In the description.
Where you guys can email us. You can even leave us your phone number if you want. So you guys can call in and ask your question live.
Which we'll be doing a little later today.
Yeah, we'll be doing a little later. We'll have our first person call us give us
That's gonna be fun.
Their questions. So yeah.
So yeah, and a little backstory behind all this once again is that we shot two episodes not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we rushed it. We rushed it, right?
Yeah, Mando's always like, again, you were trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Yes. But what happened? Why didn't we?
Honestly, when we looked at it and we went to go edit and everything, like it was a complete mess. Like we had cables over here and a mic stand over here, and it was just a complete mess. And I felt like at the time too, like there was a lot going on, and it wasn't flowing right. Like the questions weren't flowing right. Like we didn't have a full on like dedication like we do today.
Yeah.
We're ready today. We set this up like 2-3 days ago. This whole morning I was setting up the lights and everything like that. So, at the time we weren't ready. We rushed it, and you hate that.
Yeah.
Something about
I don't know why you keep saying we.
Well, because you were in it too.
No.
You were there.
I was there, but Mando's the type that, which is a good thing. It's a good thing that you have that, that you like to take advantage of the moment.
Right.
So knowing that we were in Colorado and we were with all our friends, you were like, yo, let's do this. And because we already had the niche, we already had the name, which was his only homework that I gave him, I was down. I'm never going to shoot nothing down. But yeah, I'm usually the one that's more like, no. Like, I like to wait until everything's like picture perfect. And then I go from there.
It did take us like an hour. So the funny thing is that we were in here all morning setting up lights, cameras, todo el pedo. And then bam, we're ready.
Look, he keeps saying we, but it's not. You guys are listening, thinking it's me and Mando. It was not me and Mando. It was Mando and Romy.
Yeah.
Romy's our photographer.
So we come in here, me and Romy set up the lights y todo, and then bam, Lily Bay gets here, and then she's like, nope. Which was a good thing because it looks 50 million times better compared to like when she first walked in. But yeah, shout outs to you because she's super detail to everything. So that's a good thing. Me, a la madre que pongo esto aquí, pongo esto allá, no pasa nada, right?
Yeah. Yes, okay. We don't have it completely
No, yeah.
100% set up on the vibes that I want yet. But we just need more. We just need other lights apparently, which we have at the warehouse,
Yeah, at
but
the
we didn't have
warehouse.
them with us today.
Yeah, we do have the full production, but I felt like this was perfect. So yeah, you guys won't notice a difference.
Unless they're watching.
360, unless you're watching. So shout outs to you. Make sure you go subscribe to our The Cruda Realidad podcast. I was about to say la. I got to get used to that. But yeah, The Cruda Realidad podcast. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button and share it, you know?
You know what's funny about these podcasts though?
What?
That like we're talking to them like live and like almost like obviously you and I having a conversation, but like they're gonna get to see how we interact with each other,
Yeah.
like how I'm checking
Yeah.
you right now, you know.
Yeah, well, this is weird too. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like, what you see on YouTube is like bits and seconds of us.
Yeah, super chopped.
You know, we chop it up. We make sure it's interesting. And now with this new format of podcasts and everything, I feel like we could go more detailed. You could see exactly the way I talk and you know, stutter or just las mamadas that I say, you know?
Yo, that was another big reason why I didn't want to do the podcast at the beginning, remember?
Right.
Because you guys have the worst brain fog ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I could even forget how to say shot cup one day, and I just thought about that because Mando's taking a shot right now. But like I
down.
have the worst brain fog ever. Y siempre me quedo like, I'm gonna say the word apendejada, like what Our boy Romy is here right now, and he was saying how his wife does the same thing. She said
The grass cutter.
the grass cutter instead of saying you see, like right now I can't the lawnmower. There you go. So that I literally busted out laughing because that is me. But on YouTube you guys don't see it as
Yeah.
much because I'll be like, babe, what is it called? Okay, lawnmower, you know. So we'll cut that whole part where I'm like, you know, trying to figure out the damn word. And you guys don't see that, but on here, you guys are gonna see that
Yeah.
because oh my god.
And for me, there's two things that could have go wrong or that I wasn't ready for. For the first one is that I wasn't really, how would you say, confident in talking into the camera. 2-3 years ago, no, maybe 3-4 years ago, I wasn't confident. I didn't have the practice, so it was super hard for me to sit in front of 3 cameras, lights, and everything at the time.
No, I wouldn't say you weren't confident. He was super confident. I feel like you were just you didn't know, like you didn't have the practice, but
Right.
you not being confident is like not wanting to be in
Right.
front of the camera, and you
I
were
wanted
down to be in front of the camera.
Wait, until I'm gonna stop you there. Until you said, just talk to the camera like you're talking to someone else.
Yeah.
And then once you said that, it's a done deal. So I'm like,
Shout out to my public speaking class in college.
Yeah, so she was like, literally, talk to the camera like you're talking to someone, and bam, like I'm talking to 3 people right now. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. I keep saying 3 cameras. I'm so proud of this moment.
Yeah.
And number 2, another big issue of mine is that like when I talk in circles. So like if I tell you, if I want to tell you something's blue, I'm not gonna tell you that something's blue right away. I'm gonna tell you this thing is this color and this color and this color. Then I'm gonna come around and tell you that something's blue. That's something I'm going to practice on, and I'm getting better at, I feel. So with this podcast and everything, is going to help us practice, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sometimes I could over explain too.
Yeah.
Right?
Or under explain. Cause like Lily sometimes is blunt about anything. Like for example, I'll be like, babe, how was your nail appointment? She's like, it was good. I'm like, come on, give me some more.
Well, I think I
know?
over explain now because of you. Like I've
Yeah.
always been like that. Like I can get back from Mexico and people will be like, how was your trip? And I'll say it was cool, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Like just moving on with something else. And I was like that forever until Manda was like, hey babe, when people ask you that, it's because they intrigued, like they want to know, what did you do, where did you go? And I was like, oh dang, I never thought about it that way. I thought they just wanted like a quick overall answer. Did you have, you know, was it good, was it bad, and that was that, you know?
But it could go both ways. Like for example, if you ask somebody, hey, how you doing? just like that, that person could be like, oh, well, you know, time could be better. And now you're there 30 minutes talking to the
Which
person.
has happened before.
You're like, dang, I should have never asked this question. You
Yeah.
know? But no, Lily is working on that. Before she'll like she said, she'll be like, yep, it was good. Yeah, moving on. I'm like, no, babe. People want to know, like, did you eat this food or whatever, you know?
So now I you know, talk, which is better. It helped también with Lily Bay meeting people in person, you know, like it helped a lot with the small talk and all that. Which, yeah, you guys might think like just be yourself, but sometimes like being yourself, it could come off as rude, even though you're not rude, you know. And it wasn't until your cousin Pedro, shout outs to him too, he told me when you're out there, you know, you're meeting people or any of that, you have to turn on your Lily Bay switch, you know? Not saying that...
Wait, before you get there, what is the Lily Bay switch?
Yeah, the Lily Bay switch is acting like I already know you guys. Because before, when I'm like, not that I'm shy, but I'm more like reserved until I get to know you guys. Y luego no me cae el pinche hocico, like at all, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get lit, girl. Just know that. So whenever at the beginning, like the very, very beginning, I didn't have like 1 million followers. I still don't, but I had maybe like 1,000, 2,000 followers like at the very beginning. And I would go to a random baile. And like somebody will come up to me like, oh my God, hey, you know, I follow you. I would literally stand there and my face would look like confused, but not because I'm confused, like, who are you? I was just confused. Like really, really, my mind was doing its homework, like trying to remember, dang, she said she wrote me. What did she write me? Oh my God, I feel so bad that I don't remember. And my facial expressions would be like, literally doing homework in my brain, trying to remember what conversation, what did this girl write me? Like, what did I write back, you know? Until Mando's cousin finally told me, like, you're not going to remember because you do get a lot of messages and you're just not. So you always have to just, you know, be like, oh yeah, of course, you know, and at the end of the day, act like I would act with my friends, you know, act like I know you guys, because at the end of the day, you guys and me do interact a lot on my lives and all that. So even though I don't get to see you in person every day or get to recognize you every day, at the end of the day, like, they are my friends. So when I see them, that's why now I know Lily Bay switch. I gotta act like I know everybody. Everybody's my friend, you know.
I feel like throughout that conversation with, like, let's say someone that does come up to us, you go ahead and figure out kind of who they are throughout the conversation.
Yeah, while we're talking.
You know, so they're talking and you're like, oh, that's who you are, because we do respond to pretty much all our messages. At least I do, because I don't get that many. So yeah, send me a message. No pasa nada. I'm gonna respond.
Don't. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I respond to a lot of messages, but there's a lot of people, you know, just interacting. So like when you guys comment something or say something and we meet in person, and if you say, oh, well, I'm this guy, or this person that did this, I'm like, oh, okay, I know who you are. Then I put a face into you.
Yeah, like the more we interact with everybody, you know, like I'm never like, oh, hey, bye, you know, like every time we see anybody in person, we like, sometimes we even end up partying with them. They end up sleeping in our RV with us. They'll end up going to the clubs with us. It's happened so many times. So we always try to stay there and like chit chat, hang out with you guys. And throughout that conversation, then I kind of remember a lot of people, you know?
Yeah, and that's the fun part about social media nowadays is that like you get to meet so many people that you really wouldn't have met ever. Yeah. So like that's a beautiful thing about it. I know people bash social media and I'm getting super off subject, but like shout outs to social media because we've met so many people.
We have.
We've made so many friends and like, you know, just all that. I think that's amazing.
So far we've gotten a lot of positive feedback, you know, like everybody, I'm gonna stop saying, you know, I keep saying, you know, I'm sorry guys. I feel like everybody we've met in person and even through comments have been super, super nice. We've rarely have gotten anything bad, which of course happens. And I think it's because we're super new at it, but hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way. But we have, it's not really a but when we do meet and greets, we've done like 4 or 5. Like she said earlier, we stay at those meet and greets like they're scheduled for 2-3 hours. We're literally in there for 6 hours. Shout outs to I don't know who gave us this in New York, but like they bring us bottles, they bring us beer, they bring us shirts, cups. It's amazing. We love meet and greets. We love meeting you guys. So hopefully we can plan more in the future.
By the way, he showed a mini Clase Azul
oh
bottle.
yeah, look at this mini Clase Azul.
I remember who it was. Ring? It was a guy with his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, can I take this home? Because I don't really want to drink it right now.
Y no la vamos a abrir because it's super cute.
Now we're going to leave this to give it to my son when he turns 21. But yeah, you guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. Our production team needs a break, a smoke break. So we're going to go ahead and let them take a break. And we'll be back in 1 second. All right, you guys, we're back. You ready, babe?
I'm ready.
How was your break?
It was good. I drank some of my Cayman Jack Cuban mojito.
We got a little surprise for y'all. Before we get started on that, I do want to talk about how I felt starting this. So like I was thinking right now when I went to the bathroom, it's pretty much like when you start your first job, like you don't know nobody, you're kind of anxious, you're kind of nervous. Or I played soccer. You didn't know that, huh? I played soccer back in high school and middle school.
Yeah, you told me.
And it's literally like cuando estás debutando, like your first game.
Wait, what is that?
Debut, like your first game.
Oh, okay.
So like the first time you get on the field, like the coach, all right, it's your turn to go in. That's your first time. So that's how I felt right now. Like,
really?
Like starting something, like kind of like butterflies, like a little nervous, sweating for no reason. I just want to share with you guys with that. But that is actually, I'm trying to kind of push the motivation vibe. Like, just get it started.
Yeah,
just start it. Yeah, okay, that's out of the way. This is barely episode 1, but I feel like we're like friends now, all of us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A new community over here.
I just wanted to share that, and that's it.
Yeah, I didn't feel nervous at all, but you know me, right?
Yeah, she has no emotion. So Miriam at the warehouse, our warehouse manager, says the same thing about her. Like, we could show her this $1 million lottery ticket. She'd be like, "Oh my God, cool," or be like, "Oh, cool."
I'd be like, "Oh, dang, that's it."
Yeah, and that's it.
But you know what she told me recently? That and that's helped me too. You know. That I have way more and show more emotion with kids, you know, like with my niece, my nephew, or her children, my friends' kids, you know, when they show me something, you know, they be showing you that like they found a keychain on the floor, you know, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, that's so cute," you know. Here I go saying, you know, oh my God. But yeah, but for anything else, like adult wise, I don't get nervous about anything really.
Yeah, you are really good with that when it comes to kids. Like you show like you drop everything and you focus on the kid.
Yeah.
Like you show them, you want to make them happy.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool too.
Yeah.
So you don't care about growing up.
So you want me to show more emotion?
Yeah.
For
No. I just want you to be you. That's it. That's all that matters.
Okay. Are you ready for this call though?
I'm ready for this call because this is the first time we do this, and this is something that we want to keep doing. So we're gonna leave our email down below, and whenever you post on Instagram, you're gonna post all the information so we can give you guys a call, and you can be on the Cruda Realidad podcast.
Yeah. So basically, what we're doing is, like we said earlier, we're going to be answering any questions, any advice you guys might want our opinion on, our cruda realidad on. And I posted it today earlier because since it's not like a thing yet for you guys to email it. So I had a lot of people message me their message and their phone number. It doesn't always have to be a live call. We can answer things anonymously, or even if you do want to call, you don't have to give your name.
Right.
The girl today is down for us to call her.
Anonymous, how you say it?
Anonymous.
Anonymously.
Yeah.
Is it anonymously? We're not saying her name or nothing.
We'll see what she says. We'll take it from there.
All
yeah.
right.
She
so
didn't
we're not gonna
specify.
put her out. So yeah, you guys, this is your perfect time to get on the Cruda Realidad and tell us all what you're going through. If you want some consejos from us, or you just want to say what's up, it could happen. So yeah, let's go. Are you nervous, babe?
I'm not nervous at all. All right. Let's see if this second caller answers.
Number 2.
Dun, dun, dun. I was calling because I know you had a question for us. We're currently recording right now. So I don't know if you want to ask us that question so we can answer it for you.
Yeah. So the question I asked is, how do you keep yourself organized? And how do you keep track of all your businesses and everything that you're doing?
Okay, how do we stay organized and keep our businesses in track?
Yeah, so this question fits perfectly right now because honestly, we just did this recently, right?
Yeah.
We just literally figured this out maybe 2 to a month ago.
Yeah.
It was crazy, you guys. I'm gonna tell y'all what we used to do before, and then Lily will tell y'all what we do now and how she organized it, because I'm gonna give her all the credit for this.
Sheesh,
Before it was literally every day I would wake up and work on whatever I didn't do yesterday. Literally, if I had to post, if I had to make a payment, every day I would do everything. See or no?
Yes.
Every day I had no schedule, and it was driving me nuts. It was driving me crazy because I was nonstop. My mind was nonstop until one day I sat down and kind of vented with Lily. I told her, look, this is what's going on. And what do you think? What should we do? So go ahead.
And not one day. You've done that. You did that a few times through the past year or two, right?
Yeah.
So I would notice, and I can tell when Mando starts stressing a little bit, because he doesn't get an attitude or anything like that, but I could just see it in his face. So every once in a blue moon, I would be like, yo, what's going on, And then that's when he will vent. Oh, I just have, I feel like I have so much, his mental state was just very scattered, he didn't have no mental clarity at all. So I would sit there and be like, okay, well, tell me what all you have to do, everything you have in your brain right now, tell me everything and let me write it down for you. So we did that a few times, and it would always work.
Yeah.
Every time we did that with you, it would work. And for the next few days, weeks, he was good. But then all of a sudden, it would happen again, and he would have the same conversation with me. I would help him again. Okay, let's write this down, because he felt like he had, I keep saying, he felt like he had a million things to do. But once we wrote it down, it was like, oh, wait, it's not even that much. So yeah, that's step one. I would say write everything you have to do down and organize that. And do it. Don't just say you have to do it and then you don't do it. Write it down on a list and cross it off every time you finish something. So, a lo que iba, after a few trial and errors of doing this, because again, it would work, but it wouldn't continuously work.
Right.
Finally, this last time, I was like, okay, what's going on? Why are you always so stressed and have no mental clarity? And why am I over here in La La Land? Everything's
the dream.
Fine with me,
Yeah.
I get what I need to get done. Obviously, there's gonna be days where we're a little stressed. We have a lot of work, but it's never something where I'm overwhelmed and I can't focus and not work. So this last time we sat down and we were like, okay, let's write down everything that we do, that we need to do for Guaris. It was mainly Guaris because you guys know Guaris is our 9 to 5, our everyday hustling, on that, right? So we wrote every single thing down, and then I said, okay, everything, let's put it in the calendar. Every single thing that is something that we do every single day that is continuously, let's write it on the calendar. For example, every day we post. So every day on social media. So every day we need content to post. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. What is other stuff that we wrote on there?
Payments.
Oh yeah, payments, or even paying the girls.
Inventory.
It's basically the repetitive stuff that we do every single day. Yeah. Let's write all that stuff down, because even though we know we have to do it, Mando didn't have a date for it. He would just do it when he remembered. So every day, for example, every morning he would get to the warehouse and he would create content. Story post or a post to post, but then that would take up his whole morning, right?
Literally.
And I was like, okay, so if we know we need posts for every single day, why don't we have a content day? And we wrote that down. Okay, Mondays is content day. And then after we do all our content later that day, and then even Tuesday, it can be days where we edit that content so we can have content for the rest of that week.
Right.
So then next week we'll do it all over again. And aside from that, obviously we have stuff for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? And ever since we did that, how has it been?
Yeah, it's been so much mental clarity. Like,
Yeah.
I get more things done.
Way more.
Because I don't try to do everything all on one day. Like, my Friday is set for something, my Thursday and whatnot. Every day has a certain day.
Has a purpose.
And the cool thing, too, is that we didn't say is that since we run 3-4 different businesses, we have time slots to work on those businesses. So, like, for example, right when I wake up at 6 a.m., to like 11 a.m. I'm working on YouTube. Anything YouTube, anything now podcast, anything that has to do with YouTube, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So from then, from 12 to like, let's say 5, I'm working only on Guadis.
Correct.
Focus 100% on another business. And then when I get back from Guadis, I take, 1 or 2 hours to work on the third business and things like that. So I feel like that completely changed everything. Like now I'm more productive. I get things done and my mental clarity is completely clear,
Another thing is that there's always going to be a million little things that you guys have to do. Always, especially having a business. It's never like ABC. It's ABCFGHXYZ. It's always a whole bunch of random things thrown at you. So I told him all those little things, instead of stopping what you're doing that day that you have to do to work on those little things, set a day for those little things. So now every Friday in his calendar, like if the girls come in on a Monday, hey, we need to get this done, he'll write that for Friday. If he randomly remembers something that he has to do with another little thing, and we'll explain what little things we're talking about, he'll leave that for Friday and he'll write it in his agenda. Friday, I have to do this. So then Friday, he gets all those little things done, which would have taken him the majority of the week. With like, it would have took up our content time. It would have took up our making new designs time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that day, Friday, for you has helped a lot too, doing all the little things. But tell them what kind of little things you add to that day.
So the little things could be anything from like ordering stickers to like ordering inventory or to like paying someone. Like little things that don't really have a time gap to it. Like it doesn't have to do by this date. If it could be left for Friday, that's when I write it down in my notes and I leave it for Friday.
Yeah, more of the story, what has helped us so much with everything is being organized, right? Being organized. And being organized is so much. It's so much, but at the end of the day, it's going to give you so much mental clarity, because you could be organized at home, you could be organized at work, you could be organized with your grocery list. It sounds so dumb, but having everything written down and having a day for everything and having I don't know. It just gives you mental clarity. For example, I would tell Mando, if we were to come into the house, and I'm going to give you guys this as an example. When you guys walk into your house y la casa está un desastre, like un desastre.
Que a veces pasa.
Y a veces pasa. Automatically you walk in stressed, right? But if you walk into your house and everything is nice and neat and everything is clean, you feel like so much zen and mental clarity. So I feel like taking that example and doing it with everything else that you have to do in life, can give you that like super mental clarity that you need in order to get A, B, C, D things done, So like it all starts with honestly decluttering. It could be your house, it could be your office, it could be your phone. Something I've told Mando so much about. Decluttering, get rid of apps you don't need, put everything in a folder, make it more nice looking at your home, get rid of stuff you don't need. Like not the less you have, meaning you have to be minimal, but like una tía una vez me dijo, the less things you have, the less you gotta clean.
That's true.
So if you know that you are super busy, so busy to where you sometimes don't even have time to clean, bro, like declutter, like I feel like decluttering helps with you not having to clean so much, helps with the kids not having so much stuff to like throw around the house, let's say. And it's just little mental clarity that like you could get from different things. You know, like me having mental clarity from home already gives me more mental space to be more organized at Guaris. Does that make more sense? Even helps you do more in life. Like for us, once we had Guaris brands super organized, that's around the time that I started my YouTube channel. Right. And you guys know, like I've already been practicing this whole organizing thing. So for me, the YouTube channel is like a piece of cake. Whenever I did that YouTube, I'm gonna say we because you pushed me. Whenever we did my YouTube channel, I was ready. We literally started my YouTube channel a month ago, and now today we're starting this podcast. But I feel like at the moment, gracias a Dios, we have so much mental clarity because everything is so organized that we're able to start things and have a time for it, have a day for it, not feel like we're stressed or not feel like this is taken away from Guaris or from Lily Bay or from anything else because we have it in our calendar. We know hopefully every Friday we're going to film.
Yeah. And we have our own meetings too. Entre me and her, we literally sit down and we go ahead and plan out like what we're going to do for the week and what's due. Like, you know, now we got like things on YouTube to do. And, you know, that's what we do. We pretty much sit down, write things down and what things that have to be done. Yeah. So big thing, get a planner, you guys. For sure, get a planner. It's about this big. Every day you write down what you got to do, cross it out, and moving on to the next.
Yeah, because our question was, how do you manage social media, Guaris, and personal life so well? So for sure, staying organized. And being organized, like I said, can be so many things. It could go from your house, from your business. It could even be your phone, your laptops, everything. And it's so much that you do have to organize, so it can become overwhelming. But at the end of the day, don't let it get overwhelming. Just do one thing at a time. Do one room at a time. Maybe start with your laptop and then maybe do your phone and then maybe do your room. And once you start crossing all those things off, you're going to see how much more mental clarity you have and how much more you can do because you're already so organized, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like we don't have this perfect. We don't have it down to the T. No. And we're still working towards that. We're working every day trying to get better and learning new ways of doing that. So that's what we're sharing. That's what we know at the moment.
I want to give them the example of the laptop and the photos, for example.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So for the longest, literally, we've had Guaris 5 years already, right? Crazy, right? So for these past 5 years, it has been very hard for me to help Mando as much as I want to because he has the camera, he has all the pictures, he imports the pictures, puts them in his laptop, and then from there, he uses his laptop every day. So I can't be like, hey, send me pictures. Hey, where do I find this? Hey, where do I find that? Hey, you know, like it was just too much. So finally, I was like, yo, we need to get these pictures organized and put them on the cloud. That way we can all have access to them, right? How long did it take the girls to do that?
Like a week.
A week.
It took a whole week to do that.
Once they finally organized all the pictures, meaning we have like 30, 40 shirts on our website. Mm-hmm. All these pictures, all these photo shoots for the past 5 years were in one file on Mando's computer.
Yeah.
So if I needed to make, like, if we restocked on Cruda shirts, I would have to have him or myself dig through thousands and thousands of pictures until I found some Cruda or Crudo merch that I can use to create the email or to create a post, right? So finally, we were like, okay, let's do this. We paid the girls, not pay the girls, but yeah, I guess they work for us. So we told the girls, hey, here's a file, create a folder for every shirt and throw the pictures in there. Now that all those pictures are organized, piece of cake. He's like, I need you to do an email. How long does it take me?
Like 5 minutes.
How long did it used to take you?
Like 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
Because I was
or-
looking for pictures, and there's a lot of pictures that I like, and then for the most part, I'll be like, I'll use the same picture that I used last week because it's already there.
Yeah, or he'll just dig through the first 100 and then
Yeah.
he'll get tired of digging. So we were using a lot of the same thing over and
Yeah, because
over.
it's like 20,000 pictures.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So yeah, a lo que iba, just do one thing at a time. Organize one thing at a time, and you're gonna see how much it helps you in the long run, and how much mental clarity you have, and how much more you could get done.
All right, you guys. I know we went circles and circles around this subject, so hopefully it helped you out.
Yeah, I
answer
wanted
your
to give them
question.
examples and try to
that
make,
was great.
you
That
know?
was great. Before we close out this podcast, we're gonna take another quick little break. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. What's up, babe? You ready to close this out?
Yep, I'm kind of sad. It's over already.
This is episode 1. It went by so fast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making this little content for you guys.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. Let me know down below on the YouTube whenever we upload this. If you guys like when I give you guys examples and explain of trying to get my point across, because I really want to know. If not, so I could work on myself to not over explain
Nah,
so
I think
much.
that was good. That was really good for sure.
But yeah, aside from that, don't forget to leave us any emails. We're going to leave the email down below, or should we say it for the people that are listening?
Yeah. It is
The Cruda Realidad podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send us any questions, any advice you guys might want. It doesn't have to be business. It could be literally anything. Anything that you guys want our genuine opinion on. I feel like Mando and I are pretty good people to give advice.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're good. We kind of go, I kind of go on circles sometimes, but no pasa nada. We try to explain as much as we can, right?
But yeah, you guys, we hope you guys get motivated from us today, because like Mando said earlier, it took us 3 years to do this. 3 years to finally do it. So don't give up on any dreams and hopes you guys might have. It will happen when the time is right.
When the time is right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. When the time is right, it will happen. So just keep pushing, keep working towards your goals, and that's it for today.
Yeah, it'll
right?
happen when the time is right, you guys. No pasa nada, right?
So yeah, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and leave your comments down below, because we're gonna keep bringing these Cruda Realidad podcasts to you guys. Don't
Yeah.
make fun of me. Don't make fun of me in the comments. And that's it. That's it for
That's
today.
it. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our first podcast ever. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast. Bye.
Let's get it. Let's get it.